know.
You got pulled up here? All right. I got it.
Ready, Marion?
Yeah, we got it.
Let's go ahead and call the meeting to order, please.
Regular meeting of Washington, Missouri City Council, Monday, March 2nd, 2020, 7 p.m. Heidrich.
Aye.
Holtmeyer.
Aye.
Obermark.
Aye.
Pettit.
Yes.
Scornia.
Yes.
Sulentrop.
Here.
Wessels.
Aye.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will all the council members answer if they have or have not read the minutes of the council meeting dated February 18, 2020? Heidrich.
Aye.
Holtmeyer.
Aye.
Obermark.
Aye.
Pettit.
Yes.
Scornia.
Yes.
Sulentrop. Wessels.
Having read the minutes, are there any questions or comments?
Yeah, in the agenda, my name's spelt wrong,
Ooh.
Welcome to my life.
but that's
We
all.
better change that.
Yes.
Otherwise, I make a motion to accept it.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Holtmeyer, Holtmeyer, seconded by Sulentrop,
Back for German.
to approve the minutes from our last meeting dated February 18, 2020. And they would be approved with corrections. So, anyway, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? By your vote, you approve the minutes. Thank you.
Approval and adjustment of agenda, including consent agenda. You have the collector's report summary, October 2019, and investment report summary, October 2019.
Okay, there are two items there. Are there any comments or questions?
Make a motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Holtmeyer, seconded by Pettit, to approve the items on the consent agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? By your vote, you approve the items. Thank you.
Citizens' comments.
Is there anyone here who would like to address the council on any item that is not on the agenda? Okay.
Unfinished business. A resolution approving the preliminary development plan submitted by Ed Schmelz for the property located at 700 West 2nd Street, Washington, Missouri.
Holtmeyer
Sulentrop.
was the resolution, right?
Sulentrop.
Did you say it first? Introduced by Councilmember Holtmeyer.
Yeah.
All right.
He
I'll just-
thought it was a resolution, but it's not.
I'll just give you a quick update on explanation on the next three items on this agenda. So as you all remember from the last meeting, we had the public hearing on the shoe factory rezoning and development plan approval. The way this development process works now, since we've changed our code, it's very similar to how a preliminary plat would work. So this resolution first is to approve the preliminary development plan. The second one is the bill number that was introduced last time, and that's the actual ordinance for the rezoning. And then lastly is the ordinance approving the final development plan. The reason it goes in that order is that sometimes it's written that way if there was a larger planned development, say on a vacant piece of ground that needed a new public roads, water, sewer. You would do a preliminary plan first, and then in between get escrows and performance agreements done for all the public improvements, and then do the final. In this case, there's no need for that since all the public improvements are already reached the property. And so that's why you see the preliminary and the final on the same agenda tonight.
Okay, any questions of Sal? Okay. So the first item is a resolution. We have a motion by Holtmeyer, seconded by Sulentrop. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? By your vote, you approve the resolution. Thank you.
Bill number 20-12116, introduced by Councilmember Holtmeyer, an ordinance rezoning 700 West 2nd Street from M2 Heavy Industrial to PDR Planned Residential in the City of Washington, Franklin County, Missouri.
So this is the bill that we, introduced last month, and then we tabled it because we found out that we had to have these items on the same agenda. So at this point, we just take a vote then, right? Because this would be the second reading of it. So, okay?
Scornia,
Yes.
Heidrich,
Aye.
Pettit,
Yes.
Obermark,
Aye.
Holtmeyer,
Aye.
Sullentrup,
Yes.
Wessels.
By your vote, you approve the ordinance. Thank you.
An ordinance approving the final development plan submitted by Ed Schmelz for the property located at 700 West 2nd Street, Washington, Missouri.
Saltrop.
Introduced by Councilmember Sullentrup. This is the ordinance that follows the previous items, I guess. Final ordinance for the plat.
On the back of that, you have Exhibit A. This is helpful in the future for staff, in case we have any questions come up of what got approved exactly, so.
Okay, any questions or comments?
An ordinance approving the final development plan submitted by Ed Schmelz for the property located at 700 West 2nd Street, Washington, Missouri. Scornia,
Yes.
Heidrich,
Aye.
Pettit,
Yes.
Obermark,
Aye.
Holtmeyer,
Aye.
Sullentrup, Wessels.
Aye.
By your vote, you approve the ordinance. Thank you.
Report of department heads, delinquent real estate and personal property taxes as of December 31st, 2019.
Okay, this is the list that's, we receive from the Finance Department each year, and it's state statute that we have to include this.
Do you think we could do a better job in getting taxes from the ones that are from 2016 up until, I know
know, Mary.
19 is going to be what it is, but we got looks like the same individuals as from 16 as to 19 and didn't pay their taxes.
We hire Franklin County to do that for us, and so they go after those individuals. And I know on the real estate property, they put liens out, or they have a whole procedure on that. After 3 years, I think they, and Mark might be able to help me on that, but after 3 years, they actually,
It goes up for tax
Tax
sale
it,
after
yeah.
3 years, and on the third year, whatever is bid, that's what the property sells for. If there's any bids, frequently the county doesn't get any bids, and the county ends up owning the property.
Okay.
and on the personal property, I think then it's written off, I believe, after maybe 6 years, they actually strike it off, the tax books.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, thank you. So we need to accept this item into the minutes?
Make a motion. Accept it.
Okay, we have a motion by Sullentrup, seconded by Holtmeyer, to accept this item into the minutes. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? By your vote, you accepted the item. Thank you.
Any other department heads? Ordinances, resolutions. An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of an STP Urban Program Agreement by and between the City of Washington and the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission for resurfacing curb and gutter and sidewalk on Jefferson Street from 5th Street to Route 100, Project 6406607.
Holtmeyer.
Introduced by Councilmember Holtmeyer.
We discussed this at the earlier meeting. This is STP grant with MoDOT. Project is funded 80/20, 20% of our local taxpayer dollars go to build these projects. It is a 2023 project, and this is the agreement with MoDOT to essentially kick the project off.
Any questions or comments?
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of an STP Urban Program Agreement by and between the City of Washington and the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission for resurfacing curb and gutter and sidewalk on Jefferson Street from 5th Street to Route 100, Project 6406607. Scornia,
Yes.
Heidrich,
Aye.
Pettit,
Yes.
Obermark,
Yes.
Holtmeyer,
Aye.
Sullentrup, Wessels.
Aye.
By your vote, you approve the ordinance. Thank you.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of an STP program agreement by and between the City of Washington and the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission for resurfacing on Westlink Drive and Bluff Road and intersection improvements at Westlink Drive and Bluff Road, STP Urban 6400627.
Pettit.
Introduced by Councilmember Pettit.
This is also an STP project, 80/20 cost share between City of Washington and MoDOT. This is the program agreement which kicks the project off, 2023 construction.
Any questions or comments?
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of an STP urban program agreement by and between the City of Washington and the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission for resurfacing on Westlink Drive and Bluff Road and intersection improvements at Westlink Drive and Bluff Road, STP Urban 6400627. Scornia?
Yes.
Heidrich?
Aye.
Pettit?
Yes.
Obermark?
Aye.
Holtzmeyer?
Aye.
Solentrop? Wessels?
Aye.
By your vote, you approve the ordinance. Thank you.
An ordinance approving a boundary adjustment for Cosman's South Side Subdivision Plat 2 in the City of Washington, Franklin County, Missouri.
Solentrop.
Introduced by Councilman Solentrup.
This is a pretty straightforward boundary adjustment. It actually kind of helps the situation out here. So these are the existing homes now. At the corner of 8th and Burnside, you can see the garage to the rear of the second house here actually goes across this back property. And one of them, I believe this one on the corner, is selling. And so they're doing a boundary adjustment to cut off the garage to actually go back with this lot 14R. And so you see it'll be on one lot. And then lot 15R will be the corner lot, and it's R1B, and so at 6,262 square feet is adequate in size. So we do recommend approval.
Any questions or comments?
An ordinance approving a boundary adjustment for Cosman's South Side Subdivision Plat 2 in the City of Washington, Franklin County, Missouri. Scornia?
Yes.
Heidrich?
Aye.
Pettit?
Yes.
Obermark?
Aye.
Holtzmeyer?
Aye.
Solentrop? Wessels?
By your vote, you approve the ordinance. Thank you.
An ordinance approving a boundary adjustment for the amended Franklin Heights Plat 2 in the City of Washington, Franklin County, Missouri.
Solentrop.
Introduced by Councilmember Holtmeyer.
All right. This is on the agenda as a boundary adjustment. In reality, it's more just a plat amendment. They're not moving the property lines. This is the large commercial lot on Rabbit Trail directly across from the movie theater. And they're just going to add a 35-foot wide, it's 17 and a half on each side, access easement that goes directly in between these two lots. And that way you can get it recorded and make sure there's adequate access in between.
Any questions or comments?
An ordinance approving a boundary adjustment for the amended Franklin Heights Plat 2 in the City of Washington, Franklin County, Missouri. Scornia?
Yes.
Heidrich?
Aye.
Pettit?
Yes.
Obermark?
Aye.
Holtzmeyer?
Aye.
Solentrop? Wessels?
By your vote, you approve the ordinance. Thank you.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the City of Washington, Missouri to enter into an agreement by and between Lou Fuse Ford, Inc. and the City of Washington, Missouri for the purchase of 3 2020 Ford Police Interceptors.
Pettit.
Introduced by Councilmember Pettit. These are the police vehicles we talked about
Yes,
earlier.
this is the police vehicles talked to you about in workshop, so I request your approval to make the purchase.
Any questions or comments?
Real quick, are we going to get rid of the old ones?
Our EMA director's getting one. He's asked for one. One goes to detective. He's a rather large gentleman and has problems getting in and out of a sedan. One's going to me. I'm taking one of the older ones.
Can I have one?
If the city approves it, go for it.
If we put it up for on auction, everybody's can go ahead.
Or we're getting rid of 3?
Mr. Hellman from the airport's asked for one of the vehicles to replace their 2005 car. So
Courtesy car?
Courtesy car, so if it's okay with the city, we'll do some adjusting and move things around. I think we should have about one, maybe one to get rid of.
Sounds like we're going to have some car shuffling, basically.
Okay.
Been a while.
That's good they're using.
Any other questions?
An ordinance authorizing and directing the City of Washington, Missouri to enter into an agreement by and between Lou Fuse Ford, Inc. and the City of Washington, Missouri for the purchase of 3 2020 Ford Police Interceptors. Scornia?
Yes.
Heidrich?
Aye.
Pettit?
Yes.
Obermark?
Aye.
Holtzmeyer?
Aye.
Solentrep? Wessels?
By your vote, you approve the ordinance. Thank you.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of a purchase contract by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and NOC Technology.
Heidrich.
Introduced by Councilmember Heidrich. This is also the item with
This
the
is for-
cameras.
For the cameras.
The
to finish-
cameras?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yes, the cameras to finish up
This
the
is
project at the
Yes, this is
Public
the-
Safety Building.
the ending portion of this project for the security cameras and for security in the, that's what I talked about you in the workshop. Once this is approved, we'll begin with NOC and Echo-Camp Electric to work on taking care of that project.
Do you know if NOC has some of this product in stock?
They do. They have some in stock already.
Any other questions?
Sorry.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of a purchase contract by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and NOC Technology. Scornia?
Yes.
Heidrich?
Aye.
Pettit?
Yes.
Obermark?
Aye.
Holtzmeyer?
Aye.
Solentrep? Wessels?
By your vote, you approve the ordinance. Thank you.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of a managed services agreement by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and NOC Technology.
Heidrich.
Introduced by Councilmember Heidrich. This is the project with the library that
Correct.
Nelson was telling us about earlier at the workshop. Any questions or comments?
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of a managed services agreement by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and NOC Technology. Scornia?
Yes.
Heidrich?
Aye.
Pettit?
Yes.
Obermark?
Aye.
Holtzmeyer?
Aye.
Solentrep? Wessels?
By your vote, you approve the ordinance. Thank you.
Mayor's report.
I just want to remind everyone that this Friday evening is the post office stomp, which will be held out at the city park. I really don't have anything else. So enjoy the pretty weather. So,
City Administrator's report.
Just one item, we did receive 61 signed voluntary annexation requests from Meadow Lake subdivision. We will have that first round of review by the Planning and Zoning Commission at their meeting next Monday. The hearing before you for that annexation will be at your second meeting this month.
Is that 100%?
That's 100%.
Nice.
great job by our staff.
I think,
This has been a year and a half to 2 years in the making. so-
Is the material ordered for that project?
Yes, it has. More than that? Well, I'm going to go under our current, yeah. I'm not going back to 2014. Yeah.
Current project.
Yeah.
Material has been ordered and,
Yeah, they're casting manholes.
yeah. So, yeah, we're ready to go
Whenever.
whenever.
So,
Good. They're very relieved.
yes, they
And
were
they-
very relieved.
Is that contiguous, that property with current
Yes,
city property?
Yeah.
correct. It is.
So,
That's the only item I have, but we have several items in executive session.
Council comments.
Sal, you got anything going on Saturday?
City Administrator's report.
We did
Public vote on whether or not to hold a closed meeting to discuss personnel, legal, and real estate matters pursuant to Section 610.021 RSMO. Scornia?
Yes.
Heidrich?
Aye.
Pettit?
Yes.
Obermark?
aye.
Holtzmeyer?
Aye.
Solentrep? Wessels?
Okay.